All right, guys, welcome to the next video. Hey, there's something I want to try over the next month. So I've been listening to a lot of these affirmations about um, like basically seeing in your mind, believing it in your mind into existence. The more I study this, the more it's like, wow, there's a lot of things that we hear in scripture that we hear um, all the time, like sayings, but they just become like white noise or just like, okay, sayings. But then when you start connecting them and start realizing that our outer reality is a reflection of what's going on inside of us, and then the things Jesus said about believe it in your mind, how he operates outside of time and space, how basically if your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and something you imagine, like for instance when you're watching a movie that like you jump even though you know it's a movie, you're just sitting there in front of a screen, that cat that's jumping out's not going to get you or whatever it may be, that monster. But our brain doesn't realize that. Why do we jump then and all of a sudden experience that like it's really happening to us, or we feel fear, or we start getting sweaty? Well, it doesn't know the difference between imagination. It doesn't know, like when you're watching a movie, that it's just that. Now we do maybe, but like our subconsciously doesn't know it. So without going too far into detail, because I don't know all the details on it, but I'm learning this and this is part of this journey, but I want to learn it in and then I want to speak it out. Even though I'm not 100% sure on how it all works, or even if it even is all legit, I'm taking you on this journey. Remember, this is a documentation of my journey, of my, just where I'm at right now at 43, heading into 44. And the things I experience. You like that? Rocket's hair. It was brushing him. Here in Minnesota, by the way, I'll give you a quick view out here. Headed over to the Lynx game here today. Rainy Minnesota days. Man, I love this view. And then we got the man in the background. What's your rock? Ready to go? So I've been really working on this, like believing it and seeing in my head before it happens, right? And so basically, if you can imagine in your mind, it's going to take a delay, right? You do not reap in the same season that you sow. And typically, when you manifest something or ask for something in faith, it's not going to be done immediately. However, if you continue to put yourself in that mindset of it's happening and you feel it, you have to really feel into it and then just like feel powerful, feel the thing you desire. If you want to be loved by somebody, you got to feel their love, imagine them holding your hand, and then put yourself in that state, that relaxed state. Not that you're saying like pushing it away or that you're being lazy. No, it's a relaxed state of that it's been done and I'm gonna walk in it as if it's already been done. And you just realize that again, eventually there's a delay between sowing and reaping, but it's gonna go a little bit longer today because I'm on one here. So just bear with me. We're past our 3 minutes, but we're gonna keep going. So all that to say is what's really important is to understand that you don't need to strive. Yes, when you realize there's the next step to do it, you do it. You do it, that's an act of faith. But you sit back, you relax into the imagination of seeing yourself already holding the hand of somebody you love, feeling that the money in your pocket, or seeing the money in your bank account, feeling that love and affirmation that you maybe want from somebody else. You start giving it to yourself and from within, and then you sit in and you feel it. What does that feel like? Oh, it feels peaceful, it feels joy, that's amazing. So as you do that, you order it. It's going to be a delay, but you stay in that frequency. And yeah, when you're tempted to jump out, don't do that because that disrupts it. So you get back and you keep, basically you're calling it into existence because it starts here. And our God, he operates out of time and space. So this would actually make sense that we could start feeling something now in advance before it actually happens. And then as it doesn't matter what's happening in our surroundings. You stay in your imagination. You stay in that frequency of, no, I'm already a multimillionaire. I'm already loved. I'm already desired. I already am walking in that personhood of who I desire to be. And as you almost play this little avatar game, and your brain doesn't know the difference, though, if you stay on that frequency, and then guess what? Your reality starts coming into you and it starts becoming. And just remember, the things that are going on you right now, this is just a video game. This is just an avatar like screen. This is just, reality isn't really reality, okay? It's just a perception of what we see and hear. And so what happens is eventually, even just because that's not matching up, eventually it will, because it starts here, takes a delay, and then again, we don't reap in the same season that we harvest, or that we sow, I should say. So those are just some thoughts. We're over 5 minutes here, so I'll wrap this up. I'm going to say this lastly, and I'm going to say this very boldly if you've made it this far. I've been listening about if you believe you can be a millionaire within a month and you put yourself in that frequency and stay consistent with it, it can happen. Do I think it's going to happen? No idea. In faith, do I believe? Yes, I do. I'm going to do it. And so we're going to put on that avatar of, in a month, I'm going to be a millionaire. So we'll see what happens with this. This could just totally fall on my face, but why not try it, right? What if? What if? And I've never done that, so why don't I try something new? And if I fall on my face, okay, then we'll recalculate and we'll talk about it. We'll be vulnerable with it. So anyways, as I wrap up today, 30 days from right now, 30, 31, whatever, I plan on being a millionaire. All right, let's go to the next video.